Coming to the given data, let us write the first given data. The line of the transmission is a medium transmission line. Medium transmission line given in the problem. And next, the length of the transmission line is 110 kilometers. And the entire capacitance is located at the end of the receiving end. So it is an end condenser method. The problem is related to end condenser method. And next, the data given is, it is a single phase system, single phase line with an operating frequency of 50 Hz. Okay. And next, the resistance per kilometer length was given as 0.2 ohms, and the inductive reactance per kilometer length is given as 0.64 ohms. Admittance called Y due to only capacitance for 1 kilometer length is given as 15 into 10 power minus 6 mhos. And this single phase transmission line is delivering a power on the receiving end side with 16 megawatts at a voltage of VR 66 kV. Okay, and the power factor of the load is cos phi r 0.8 lagging. This was the data given in the problem, if you check it clearly. So once I repeat, it is a problem related to medium transmission line, and the length of the transmission line is 110 kilometers, and the entire capacitance is existed at the receiving end side. So this problem has to be solved using end condenser method. And next is the line is a single phase line with a frequency of 50 Hz. The resistance per kilometer given is 0.2 ohms. And for the same 1 kilometer length, the inductive reactance is given as 0.64 ohms. And the admittance per kilometer value is Simon value 15 into 10 power minus 6 mho. And the line is to be delivered for a power of 16 megawatts at a voltage of 66 kV on the receiving end side. And the nature of the load is lagging load with a power factor of 0.8 lagging. So with this given data, they are asking us to find out the sending end voltage Vs is equal to how much, the sending end current Is is equal to how much, the sending end power factor cos phi s, followed by power on the sending end side Ps equal to how much. Next, efficiency regulation. These values we have to find out for this given data. So let me solve the problem step by step. First of all, the data given is only for 1 kilometer length. We have to get it the entire resistance, entire reactance and overall admittance of this single phase transmission line for a length of 110 kilometers. Then the entire resistance R total will become the capital R, which is equal to 0.2 ohms multiplied by 110 kilometers. If you calculate it, its value will be 22 ohms. Okay. In the same lines, the inductive reactance XL is equal to 0.64 ohms is the per kilometer value. We have to multiply it with 110 kilometers. Then we will get the magnitude of the reactance for 110 kilometers as 70.4 ohms for this entire transmission line. In the same lines, the admittance is to be calculated. That admittance entire value for this throughout transmission line of 110 kilometers is 15 into 10 power minus 6 is to be multiplied with 110 kilometers. Then we will get 1.5 into 10 power minus 3 mhos. 1.5 into 1.65. 1.65 into 10 power minus 3 mhos or Simon. This is for 110 kilometers value. This is Y value. So that we got Z value 22 plus J 70.4 and the Y value obtained is 1.65 into 10 power minus 3 mho. So from the obtained calculations, we can draw the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram consists of the resistance, inductance, and the entire capacitance is located at receiving end side with a magnitude of Y. And these are sending end port terminals with a voltage of Vs. And the current in this is Is with a power factor of cos phi s. And this is entire magnitude of the resistance R. Whereas this is entire inductive reactance of XL plus JXL. And this is Y value. And coming to these port terminals, these are receiving end terminals with a voltage of VR, delivering a current of IR with a power factor of cos phi R depending upon the load. And this is the node point on the receiving end side where we can apply KCL. Since the voltage applied for this capacitor is VR, the amount of the current taken by this capacitor is the leading current IC should be calculated further. So we know the values of this R, XL, Y, VR and power to be delivered PR. So first step is to calculate the current called receiving end current IR. The receiving end current IR is equal to, as the line is a single phase line, we can calculate that IR as PR by VR cos phi R. Substituting the values, the PR value is, as it is a single phase line, it is the power value is 16 megawatts. So 16 into 10 power 6. Mega is 10 power 6 divided by voltage on the receiving end side. If you check the data, the voltage on the receiving side is 66 kV. Then its value is 66 into 10 power 3. And the nature of the load is lagging power factor load with a magnitude of 0.8 cos phi. Thereby it is 0.8. So simplify in the calculator, then you will get the magnitude of the receiving end current as IR, which is equal to 303.03 amperes. This is magnitude. Since the phase angle is given as 0.8, the cos inverse of this 0.8 gives us the load phase angle, whose nature is lagging. Therefore, the phase angle phi r is equal to cos inverse of 0.8, which is equal to 36.86 angle. Then I can write this IR as a phasor notation, which can be represented in polar form, having magnitude of 303.03 amperes, making an angle of 36.86 degrees. Since it is lagging power factor, I can keep here minus. Therefore, I got the magnitude of receiving end current with its angle, taking VR as reference. So in this VR is a reference phasor. Okay. So VR is known. From the value of the PR, we calculated IR, right? And the next step is to calculate this IC. What is formula for IC? The magnitude for the current IC is equal to voltage applied for that capacitor VR phasor divided by ohmic value of that capacitance. What is ohmic value of the capacitance? Minus J XC. 1 by XC can be written as, to get this value in the J notation, rationalize it. Multiply the numerator and denominator with J. What we get is J VR, J into J, J square value is minus 1, minus of minus, plus, thereby its value is J VR by XC. 1 by XC is called as BC. BC can be written here as Y. Therefore, the current IC is a phasor whose magnitude is plus J VRY. Okay, simplifying for this in the calculator, let me substitute that IC is equal to VR value. The VR is 66 kV in the data. So its value is 66 into 10 power 3, which was taken as a reference. That is why it is at an angle 0, multiplied by Y value. The Y value what we got in our calculation is, yes, this is the Y value, 1.65 into 10 power minus 3. So substituting that 1.65 into 10 power minus 3, as it is plus jy, it makes an angle of plus 90 degrees. Plus 90 degrees. So 10 power minus 3 at an angle plus 90. Product rules are multiply the magnitudes and add the angles. Thereby you will get the magnitude of the charging current called as capacitor current as IC, which is equal to 108.9 amperes, which leads to the reference by an angle of 90 degrees plus 90. So that I can write this same amount of current as plus J 108.9 amperes, plus J 108.9 amperes. Then our next step is we can apply the KCL. On applying KCL, what to do here is, on applying KCL, we can get the sending end current which is passing in the impedance called as R plus J XL. Then how to apply the KCL? Yes, you have to apply the KCL at this node. So coming to the KCL, the current IS, which is equal to the receiving end current IR plus the capacitor current IC. So IR magnitude is there with us, 303.03 amperes at an angle minus 36.86 lagging nature, and IC value is also there, 108.9 amperes at an angle 90 degrees leading current. So summation of these two gives us IS, whose value is 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 equal to IR value. Let me write out that 303.03 at an angle minus 36.86. This value is to be added with IC. IC value is 0 plus J 108.9 amperes. So simplify this and you will get the magnitude of the sending end current IS as, the IS value will be 253.14 at an angle minus 16.74 degrees. So observing the calculations, if you do it in the calculator, you will get the sending end current as 253 amperes. And the nature of that sending end current is a lagging current with reference to this VR. With reference to this VR, it lags by an angle of 16.74 degrees. So that our calculations has initiated at a point called receiving end side. Slowly we are moving towards sending end side, towards left side. Thereby we calculated IR in our first step. In the second step we calculated IC, and in the third step KCL is applied. Applying KCL, we got the magnitude of IS. Once getting this IS, which is passing in this R plus JXL, you can apply the KVL. So that our next step is to apply KVL. Fourth step is to apply the KVL on sending end side loop. On sending end loop. Sending end loop. So on applying KVL, we get this as Vs, which is equal to, the Vs value is equal to VR plus the current Is, it is also a phasor, multiplied with the impedance Z. We know the values of this VR. VR is equal to 66 kV plus IS value, just now we calculated 253.14, and Z value, it is R plus JXL, whose value is 22 ohms for R and XL value is 70.4 ohms. so that Z is also known for us. We substitute here to get the value of Vs. Let us do for the next step. So Vs is equal to, now on substituting the values, Vs is equal to, the value Vs is equal to Vr, which was considered as a reference, 66 kV, 66 into 10 power 3 plus J0, 66 kV plus the drop in the impedance. The drop in the impedance is Is into Z. What is Is current? 253.04. 253.14, not 04, it is 14. 253.14 amperes at an angle minus 16.74. This is the current value I, which is to be multiplied with Z. The Z value what we got is R plus J XL, that is 22 plus J 70.4. That is, here you can write it as 22 plus J 70.4. Okay, like this. So simplifying this in the calculator, we will get the magnitude of the sending end voltage as Vs, which is equal to, Vs value is equal to 78013.63 volts, which makes an angle of 11.42 degrees leading value. This is the voltage on the sending end side. You can cross check in the calculator. So we got the sending end voltage Vs, which is our required value to be calculated, and Is is also obtained. The next step is the cos phi s. How to get this cos phi s? First we have to get the phase angle called as phi s. So what is phi s? Phi s is nothing but, phi s is equal to phase angle on the sending end side, which is the difference of phase angle of the voltage Vs minus phase angle of the current Is. If you check it clearly, this is the way how to calculate phi s. Let me substitute the values. Phase angle of the voltage, it is equal to 11.42, which is to be subtracted with phase angle of the current. What is phase angle of the current? 16.74 with minus sign. Then I have to subtract this as minus of minus 16.74. As minus of minus, it is plus. Then the phase angle phi s can be written as summation of that 11.42 and 16.74 gives you 28.17 degrees, and the nature of the current is lagging current, so minus angle. How we know that it is minus? Yes, always the current is lagging because of the load. What we took here is an inductive load. Then applying cosine to this phi s, we will get the power factor, sending end power factor called cos phi s, which is equal to cos of 28.17, whose value is equal to, cos 28.17 value is 0.8816, lagging. Why to put there lagging? Because the angle is a minus sign. Since the angle is with minus sign, minus indicates that it is lagging. Thereby the third bit cos phi s is also completed. And next thing is efficiency. Let me calculate the first performance parameter called as efficiency, whose formula is the ratio of the receiving end power to the sending end power. The sending end power is written as receiving end power plus the losses in the transmission line. The receiving end power is given directly in the problem as 16 megawatts. If you check it there, then this is a known value with 16 megawatts. It is also a known value, 16 megawatts. To find out this efficiency, we should be able to calculate this losses. Multiplied by 100 gives me the percentage value. Then let me calculate the loss. The loss value is equal to the current square, I square, into R. Among the elements of this resistance, inductive reactance and susceptance, out of these three, the loss will created only due to resistor, as all of us know that. That is why the loss element is calculated with the resistive parameter I square R. Then you may get a doubt what current has to be taken here in our calculation. Since this resistance R is carrying a current of IS, then I have to put here the current called IS. If you check out the previous problem, if you check out our previous calculation, in the third step, I think, yes, this is our third step, we got the value of IS as 253.14 amperes. I will use that 253.14 amperes here in calculating the loss value, so that it is equal to, let me calculate that, its value is 253.14 square multiplied by the entire resistance for this 110 kilometers line. Its value of this resistance R is equal to 22 ohms. Then I will put it here 22, so that it becomes I square R, whose value is the transmission losses for that entire network. So the loss value is nothing but, if you calculate in the calculator, you will get this value as 1.409 megawatts. Here we got the value in megawatts, because the current is a very large value of the current. 253.14 amperes, a very high magnitude. That is why we got the power loss as megawatts. Then substituting the values of this PR and losses, we will get the efficiency directly. Then what is the PR? Yes, the load power or the receiving end power is 16 megawatts. Since it is also in megawatts and the losses are also calculated in megawatt, directly I will take only the magnitudes instead of expanding them. Then I will write that as 16 megawatts divided by 16 megawatts plus the losses. The losses are 1.409 megawatts. It should be multiplied with 100. Then we will get the efficiency value. So the efficiency what we get here on calculating that value is, the efficiency is equal to 91.9%. You can check in the calculator. This is our one of the calculated bit, important bit. 91.9% efficiency is obtained here. Yes, in our calculations what we want is Vs, we calculated already. Its value of is 78013. This is Vs. And next in the calculations we want Is. Already obtained value Is is there, 253.14 amperes. Cos phi s, we calculated already cos phi s, 0.8816. And next the efficiency, just now we calculated efficiency 91.9%. And the last bit what we have to calculate in this problem is regulation. Then how to find out this regulation? The regulation plays a major role in deciding the voltage deviations. Then let me recall, the efficiency should be 100% and the regulation should be 0%. As this efficiency is 91.9%, so it is nearer to 100, therefore the system is a better system. Further, we can judge this system to be better by calculating this regulation also. Then let us see how to calculate this regulation. So percentage regulation is given by mathematical formula. Percentage regulation is equal to, as per the definition, it is nothing but the deviation of the voltage from no load to full load, expressed as VR0 minus VR by VR. This is the formula. Since I am telling that it is percentages into 100. Okay. So percentage regulation is equal to VR0 minus VR by VR into 100. In this mathematical expression, VR is a known quantity. What is that VR known quantity? 66 kV is the known quantity. Yes, directly I will use that 66 kV in the numerator and denominator. Then what to calculate now? We have to calculate a special case called the receiving end voltage obtained at no load with sending end voltage injected value as 78013.63. So for this purpose, I will redraw the circuit as a case study. So all of you remember that here I am writing. So what is VR naught? VR naught is a condition. What it is? It is the voltage available at the receiving end side at no load. So this is a no load voltage. Applied with a condition. What is condition? Sending end side should be injected with Vs voltage. Sending end voltage should be injected with Vs voltage. That is a condition. So VR naught Vs. Then let us go for a circuit. The circuit we know that it is redrawing here a resistor followed by inductor forming a series branch, and next the capacitor is there like this, and the line is said to be operated with no load. Therefore I can consider these terminals to be open circuited terminals on the receiving end side, so that the current here it becomes IR, which is equal to 0. Then under that condition the voltage I call this as VR naught. Under that condition I call that voltage as VR naught. Then with that VR naught value, with this VR naught value, we define this voltage injected is Vs. The magnitudes are, this is 22 ohms with R value, and this X value as 70.14 ohms, and this Y value given as 1.65 milli 10 power minus 3. Observing this clearly, with this certain current called as IC naught. What is IC naught? It is a charging current available under no load. Since it is operating at no load with a voltage of VR naught, the amount of the current it will not be equal to IS, because this will be IS if and only if there exists IR. So this no load current will pass through the elements called resistor, inductor, capacitor, and finally will terminate at the negative side of this Vs voltage called sending end side. So observing the entire current path, these three elements are connected in series. In series we know that the voltage, you can observe this is the direction of the current. You can observe observing the current direction, we came to know that these three elements are connected in series, and the entire voltage Vs goes on dividing as a drop across the element. Then what is VR naught? VR naught is the voltage across one of the element called as capacitor. Then what is formula for the VR naught? VR naught formula is voltage division rule. Simply we can apply voltage division rule. Then what is voltage division rule? As per the analysis, the voltage division rule, VR naught is equal to the capacitor voltage Vc, which is equal to voltage division rule. Entire magnitude of the voltage Vs is to be multiplied with its ohmic value minus jXc divided by sum of all the elements with its ohmic values called as R plus jXl minus jXc. This is the formula to be used to find out the no load voltage VR naught. Let us do our calculation here. For finding out VR naught. Then how to find out VR naught? Yes, directly substituting this formula. Vs value, we know the Vs value, 78013.63 is the Vs value. Okay. Minus J, XC. Here everyone should understand the concept of this inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance, if you check it, what is capacitive reactance? XC. It is called as XC. As this is XC, which is equal to 1 by omega C. If I recall the admittance part, susceptance B is equal to 1 by XC. What is 1 by XC? 1 by XC is omega C. Then you know the value of this y. Y is equal to, here in this case it is b, which is equal to omega c. So whatever the value of this y, we know it here, 1.65 into 10 power minus 3, its value is nothing but y value, it is nothing but b. B value is nothing but 1 by xc, it is nothing but omega c. So I can write this omega c as our calculated value y. What is that value? 1.65 into 10 power minus 3 mos. This is our calculated value omega c. I will use that omega c directly for this VR naught, as simple as that. So VR naught is equal to VR. What is VR? VR value is, VR naught is equal to Vs. Vs value is calculated here. How much it is? 78013.63 is to be multiplied with minus j xc. What is xc? 1 by omega c. Xc is 1 by omega c. What is omega c in our calculation? As it is 1.65 into 10 power minus 3. This is the product value called numerator, divided by impedance. What is impedance? S R value 22 plus J XL value. XL is, as here it is 70.4 minus J XC. What is XC? XC is equal to 1 by omega c. So that I can write this as 1 by omega c value. What is omega c? Nothing but y. How much value it is? 1.65 into 10 power minus 3. Yes. This is the value of R plus JXL minus JXC. Simplify it in calculator. You will get the receiving end voltage at no load as larger magnitude than VR. That VR naught value is 88,202.48 volts. This much amount of voltage is available at no load condition of this transmission line, which will be helpful in estimating the regulation process. Therefore, percentage regulation is equal to VR naught minus VR by VR into 100. Let me substitute the same thing. Percentage regulation is equal to VR naught. Calculated value is, yes, just now we calculated. Its value is 88,202.48 minus VR 66 kV, 66,000 at full load, divided by again 66 kV, 66,000 should be multiplied with 100. Then the value of percentage regulation is, since the load is lagging load, we will get the percentage regulation as a positive value. Multiplied by 100 gives us percentage regulation whose value is 33%. So with this calculation we completed all the bits. Let me revise the answers. The answers are, first of all we got the IR value. Yes, this is IR value 303.03 amperes. Next we got the IC value 108.9 amperes. Using KCL we got IS 253 amperes. Using this IS in KVL we got the VS value, yes, the sending end voltage 78013.63. With the phase angles of that VS and IS, we got phase angle phi s as 28.17. Cosine of that gives us power factor. This is the power factor 0.8816. Then with all the quantities known, 4 quantities on sending end side and 4 quantities on receiving end side called as VSIS cos phi s, VRIR cos phi r, we calculated the efficiency and we got the efficiency as 91.9%. And in the last bit we calculated regulation. This is regulation. In this regulation we calculated VR naught, a very important parameter, should be concentrated. This VR naught is calculated at no load condition with a condition applied. That condition is we have to inject the transmission line with VS. That VS is here 78013.63 volts. So simplifying mathematically, we got the regulation as 33%. Observing the magnitudes of efficiency and regulation. Efficiency is better efficiency, but regulation, it is not nearer to 0. It's a larger value. So that some methodologies are still required to improve the performance of this transmission line to approach to 0%. Okay. In the next class, we will continue with the nominal T method.